Hello, YouTuber, woober, 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 woobers, woober, woobers, woober, woobers. Um, Today is Memorial Day, Labor Day, which is usually considered the end of the summer, although it's in celebration of all the people that work hard, which is pretty much everybody. It's just another holiday. Americans love their holidays, and every holiday has something else. National Smokers Day and National Cucumber Day and blah 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 blah. So anyway, happy Labor Day. Something that's been thinking about when I'm at the grocery store, I was thinking about it. Why I come home with certain things. Um, I think that some of the foods that we crave the most of are the ones that we had when we were children. So when it was the impressionable years, times when you stop doing the baby food and you move in, even the baby food, but usually people feed people really healthy, the babies really healthy stuff on the baby food because you don't get, marshmallows in a jar and you don't get, ice cream in a jar. They tell you to keep them away from sugar and blah, blah, blah. But as soon as they go switch away from the baby food, it's macaroni and cheese and pizza and hot dogs and, it's all the stuff that's really easy to make. Now, that's not everybody. A lot of people are doing it differently. But when I think about foods that I really crave, cheese doodles. I could sit down and eat 10 gallons of cheese doodles in one show. Easy. I'll pick them up at the store. I'll put them back down. Put them up. I'll put them down. And it's interesting because the different foods that, like I really like cream cheese and olive sandwiches. I really do. I don't think anybody ever serves it in a restaurant. I don't know where I came up with it. I imagine it was because both my parents were alcoholics. There were always olives in the house. That would be my guess because it's the green olives with the red pimentos. It's not the really good Greek ones that we all really love. Or so cheese doodles, same thing. We had them in the house. I think another favorite was mayonnaise on bread. Of course, it wasn't the Hellman's that has no sugar in it. It had to be Cane's or some other brand that had, sugar in it. But, although just mayonnaise on bread sounds pretty strange. But, it was probably what was in the refrigerator. The four of us would scrounge, see what's around and what's available. So it's just an interesting thing that even now, when I have the ability, I just went out and did a harvest and let's see if I can line up the camera to it. There it is. A little harvest. Not necessarily ripe tomato. I'll have to put that up somewhere to turn red. Cucumber, peppers. Peppers. I didn't really get peppers any other year. I told you guys that before. I have lots of cherry tomatoes coming in now that hasn't been doing much, and they just seem like they just keep coming out. It's like I got a whole bowl of cherry tomatoes, which I'll probably sit and eat in one sitting because that's just the kind of guy I am. Quantity size is relative, but it's better to eat these than to eat Fig Newtons or, the other ones I like are the sugar wafers, the wafers that have the lining of frosting in between the layers. Oh, I love those. Haven't bought those in a long time, and good thing they don't have those at BJ's. I mean, but it's an interesting thing. The children are very impressionable at their young age. It's when certain parts of the brain is developing, your taste buds are developing. I mean, that's the time to teach the kids the good stuff. It's good to teach them good stuff through their whole lives, but and it was something that I was thinking about. Um, over the last week or so, and I went down to visit my grandson this week. My daughter had an opportunity for visitation. As long as we met them halfway, which was 2.5 hour ride, which was, oh yeah, it was a joy. But fortunately, I'm in a traversed house, so it's a little more cozy to some extent. And we spent 3 hours with him, and my ex-wife said that his favorite things are pizza and macaroni and cheese, and apples without the skin on them. So I'm going, well, gee, it was kind of like driving it in. I mean, she's large like me, you know, and I know she raised her kids on macaroni and cheese and a lot of these other things that were easy to prepare and cheap, and you can get it at food pantries, and 20 boxes for $1 at whatever store. So it's unfortunately it's we've created this world in our lives where kids eat junk because that's what they've been bred up on. I mean, things are changing. Michelle Obama, she really pushed the healthy foods in the school systems, and hopefully that will take some root and actually keep going when she's out of office in January, assuming that there's an election. And you know, this is kind of the thing that we need to do. We need to kind of change the food system, just like planting a seed and having it grow. Like I was talking about, you do some little thing and it, and it goes and grows and grows and grows. It's the same thing with starting children off on a sensible diet and, a sensible, exercise program and a sensible interaction with other little kids, and instead of sticking them in front of, we went to Applebee's, which I really don't like Applebee's because they really do not care about feeding healthy, good tasting food. They just throw out the crap and people buy it, and you know what? I don't know what it is about Applebee's that people like, but it's certainly not their food because every time I go there, whatever I order just doesn't come out right. And it's death to ears when you complain about it. But they have these little um, screen things. I don't know what you call them. Some kind of, and they got games on it. They got the menu on it. He's 4 years old. He's got the finger going across, looking at all the things on the screen. I mean, it's like, are you kidding me? He's 4 years old. So obviously, this is what he's taught to do. I mean, using the finger to do, stuff. So, you know, I don't know if he can, it's just, there's not much you can do about it. I either take on the responsibility of raising children again or let other people do it. I mean, that's where it's at, I guess. But, this is the impressionable years. And leaving things out of their lives because it's convenient isn't really the best choice. I see the empty nester. She's got her children, grandchildren around, and they're doing stuff, and they know how to do things outside. They're not walking around with a thing in their front of their face all the time. Or maybe she just edits it out. I don't know. But it's an interesting thing. It's just how we want the world to change. We can't change it from up here. We have to change it from down there, and it has to go up. Everything has to grow. That's what we do. Everything grows. So I really just wanted to show you my harvest, and then I had to start babbling. What can I say? So that's it for today. Ta-ta.